Hello, welcome to the Western Australia update on the narrow orchard system project. Since the PRG in March 2025, we collected the usual growth measurements such as trunk dendrometers and all of those kind of things, and we performed the regular training to select vertical shoot for the application of the canopy systems specifically we also perform an in-depth soil analysis, including structural and water retention, because we noticed there was a slight difference in growth in certain areas of the orchard, and due to that testing, we ended up noticing that the water retention was pretty low in general. The best was 15% and the lowest was 18%. But we also statistically identified that was actually applied randomly to all systems, so it's not actually affecting the results from the project. A slight result from the growth during winter up to winter, so first year growth. The target was this is the length of the shoots that we measured, and the target was 1 meter because it's 2 meters between the trees, the tree planted in the middle, and then the two shoots are actually bent once they reach 1 meter. And so only in winter, the first year, only CG 202 did reach actually that specific target, and actually only on 2 varieties the NAPB14 did not. There was a bit of an interaction with the rootstock and cultivar. This is just to show that in all the different trainings, there was an effect of the cultivar on the thickness of the diameter, so that makes it easier or not to bend the shoots in the correct format, in the shape, and it will need sometimes to take care of during the bending to avoid breaking the shoots. In the second year growth, however, we were very happy with the actual growth, that with most of the combination actually already reaching the 2 meters, and then having selected all the 8 shoots, the vertical shoots, and we are very happy with actually the current growth in all of the combination most of the time. There is still some variability between trees, but we are happy, and with the vertical shoots ranging between 35 to, well, actually 40 centimeter to over a meter in some combinations. So we think that they will actually be able to reach the canopy, the full canopy in the next season. Here is just to show that eventually, like I said, during this season, the the cordon is still growing correctly, and it was a successful application. Here we see the single cordon, which this time we needed to actually have the full distance between the trees, so it's a 2 meters length for each single shoot before start growing the verticals, and some of them reach and some of them they did not, and it looks like it's more depending on the on single trees than an actual full combination. We also had 2 additional rows of 2D canopy shapes with all the different combinations to be used in the comparison. This is not officially part of the projects, but we want to use it as a demonstration for growers. As a part of the technology update that we have in Mangimap, we acquired the Frucotech platform, which is a fully electric working platform with various formats. On the right is the sitting format, so for all the work that can be done low on the ground, while on the left is on the working format, where you can actually perform all different management, such as thinning, pruning, and things like that. While instead here we have the harvest format, which is slightly different, and there is the spot in the middle for the beans. But we also are working with Outback Robotics to develop a fruit sorter as an optional upgrade and update for that one. Hopefully during our meeting next week, I hope to have acquired some of the pictures and some things to show you more on how does it look like, the fruit sorter. Still as a technology update, we finalized the PRG light interception for on the ground, and as well as we acquired the thermal imaging to identify, to work better to figure correlation, so with the between temperature, irrigation, and eventually defects such as like sunburn. This is just to to show that we had a field day last year, and they had we were happy with the attendance, and there was a lot of interest from the technology by the growers. And during this year, we had quite a few outputs. We can discuss better during the PRG. The only thing is when we released the information on the Frucotech, we had a really high interest by media. As planned activities, we planned to take the normal measurement, the usual standard measurement, but this year we'll actually, during the PRG, we'll discuss a bit more on the strategy for eventually fruiting some of those shoots and in which position and which combinations. And I would also like to discuss with you better and input on orchard mulching. We're thinking of mulching because of that, what I discussed before, very low water retention capacity, which creates a bit of an issue with the irrigation. And I would like to discuss also orchard netting, which I'm having some issue in acquiring the material I would like. And with this, I would like to thank you. And these two further slides are just a reminder of what we actually do have planted in Mangimap as part of the experiment.